Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your disastrous Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 52, the post-dragoning. We're excited to come to you here every Tuesday, 6:30-ish. Tonight we came in a little bit late as we leveled up the heroes to level 11, and they got all their cool powers, spells, and capabilities. If you want to check that out, we have our level up and after show where we talk about everything we did in the show and what we think is happening next, all on patreon.com/ingloriousbards. We finished with a big, crazy battle. We're interested to see what happens next with our heroes and what they choose to do. Let's introduce our heroes round the table. Say hello to our gnome bard, Jericho.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you this evening.
Sitting next to him is our delightfully childish cleric dwarf, Golly.
Slightly offended now, but hello, everyone.
Sitting next to him is the equally pixie-like human thaumaturge, a supernatural swordsman by the name of Galen, and here's his dulcet tones.
Hello to all of you listening, alive or dead.
Across from him is the quiet and grim introvert, the human wizard, Zaldor.
Yes, Zaldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Wind Spheres over the Thousand Isles, Captain of the Wake, and soon-to-be Pistolera of the Skies.
All right. And next to him is the whimsical summoner dwarf, Lord Ansgar.
Indeed, a citizen of Calavier and shield of Kanebren.
And we have next to him the delightfully ticklish fetchling gunslinger, Hemlock. Say hello to everyone, Hemlock.
Hello. I am the pistolero of this group.
There can be only one. All right, so that is our crew. I think that's a good introduction to everyone, but I do have here a request of, it looks like this time it is Lord Ansgar, a question for you.
Aye.
Imagine a predator is finally closing in on you in the jungle. You turn to the local woman helping your wounded soldier friend escape before everyone is wiped out. Where do you yell for them to go before you take on the predator yourself?
Well, everyone knows there's only one place to go in that situation.
What's that?
It's to get to the chopper.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get a recap of what happened last time from Jeremy.
I want you to diagnose yourself. You don't have cancer. So
Inspired by Lady Merowyn and her entire band of rebels, we were led by Levine to finally get to one of the crystal towers. We took the keys with us that were provided by the Protector of Calavier with the instructions to turn a key in each of the towers, we know where at the time, within a minute of each other to activate the protective field in Kanebren. Getting to the top of the tower was not difficult. It just took a little bit of a trudging to get there. But once we were up there, we found that they were also somewhat being patrolled by drakes. Large, not quite monstrous dragons, but definitely dragon-like creatures that are loud and could be seen in a lot of different ways. Fortunately, Hemlock is an amazing pistolero who is exceptionally critically and aimed deadly with his shots. And he took out the drake that we encountered before it got a chance to react. That's less than 6 seconds of time. In so doing, we found from there a telescope that allowed us to also spy where the other 3 towers were. There's 4 total. So we decided to travel to the next one and to find out exactly if it has any of the same type of processes or anything different there, with the intention of clearing out all of the threats at the top of each tower so that we could then return to them and activate the keys at the same time. When we got to the second tower, we were indeed met with another drake that we found, which again, before it had a chance to react or even come after us, Hemlock killed it again and completely shot it out of the sky, literally as it was flying towards us. We looked back, however, at the first tower that we were at and found that it had not only been replaced with a drake, it had been replaced with 2 that were in that space. And it was something that we were aware of the fact that there were so many of them that the idea of trying to take out one tower at a time to clean them up wasn't going to work out. So we decided to do what every good dungeoning party does and split. We split the party up, separating out to each different tower. Some of us by ourselves. Jericho stayed put, in fact, where he was going to be at, while the rest of us went back to the tower that we started with or separate out to the other towers. Using some spell help from Golly, we gave ourselves a countdown to identify exactly when we were all going to turn the key together and to make those happen. So our goal was get to the towers, take care of whatever threats are going to be there, and then activate those keys once that timer went off. The time it took us to get to the towers and to get everyone ready, fighting was no longer an option. We were out of time. So each of us, in our own different ways, activated the keys right within the minute of the time that the spell broke off. And we were all doing it within sync. Doing that process created a huge force field from each tower that turned into some sort of a dome over Kanebren that didn't just create this bubble, but it started descending, and the bubble started falling through the city itself and binding the drakes and any other creatures that were enemies of Kanebren itself, which we believed was going to be the dragon. And that was our plan. Once these towers were activated, we are all going to leave immediately and find our way to the center of town. What no one expected anyone else to do, but we all did it anyway, is jump from the towers. No one decided to go back downstairs. No one tried to make the way. We all literally floated our way into the middle of town to get to what was the remains of the Queen's stronghold and to face Balrog. And face them we did. Galen made an incredible cry, calling the dragon out to come find us. Balrog, come meet the guardians of Kanebren, was the battle cry, and we jumped into a fight. Balrog was also surrounded by several other drakes that were nuisances at best and deadly at the worst, but it turned into a very, very evened fight that we succeeded in. We defeated and destroyed Balrog the dragon, freeing Kanebren and all of the residents who still lived there, including Lady Merriwind, who was very gracious and very grateful, giving us each the Queen's Medal, referring to us as the Shield of Calavier, and being declared Queen of Calavier, the new Queen. So Queen Merriwind had bestowed upon each of us the Queen's Medal and gave us a call, an action, in fact, to stay, to continue to be the shield of Calavier, to protect the lands, to be the bastion against the onslaught that was still coming, and to be the protectors so that Kanebren could be rebuilt. That is where we left off. No one made a decision. Everyone needed to recover. So from there, let the adventure begin.
It is weeks after the battle with the dragon Balrog in the city of Kanebren. The city has suffered a great deal of loss and destruction over the last 5 years, particularly over the last couple of months. But now the people are returning, coming out of their hiding holes, their homes where they have tried to remain safe. Some have returned back from the countryside where they had tried to find shelter and away from this dragon and the drakes. Word has gotten out that the shield of Kanebren, these heroes have slain the vile dragon, and there's a tiniest bit of normalcy that is starting to return. The streets are now not vacant at all times. There's a small little impromptu market where they've cleared out some rubble where there used to be a grand market before. There's a simple, holy gathering every other day at the ruins of the Temple of Solene, the Church of Solene, as they try to slowly rebuild their lives. During that time, our heroes are also spending some time here in the city, and I'd like to check in with each of them. And let's start with Golly, our cleric, our dwarven cleric. Over the last 3 weeks, can you give us some scene and maybe narrate a bit of what Golly has been up to?
Golly has been tending to the wounded after much of the battle and the neglected since. But beyond that, he's also taken an interest in the rebuilding of the structures themselves, fancying himself kin with the stone. The least he could do is bless the structures and make sure that things were being taken care of.
Can you make a crafting roll or stone lore related roll? If it's low, it's pretty good. If it's high, it's really nice. This is your overall help leading the construction work.
Do I get hero points on this?
You can.
We'll do a hero point from a 5 to a 16.
Oh, okay. And on top of what skill? What's the total result?
It's probably just going to take as natural because I don't think he has stone lore.
No stone lore, no crafting.
No. So
You don't have any
that'll just
crafting?
No, I'm a cleric. I'm not a mason.
You don't have a plus.
Sorry.
I'm a doctor. I'm not a mason.
He says that line repeatedly over the three. It's upside down, sir.
You don't have a plus at all on crafting?
What?
You don't have a plus at all on crafting?
Why don't everyone just mind their own business?
It's my
Why don't you
moment.
craft yourself some of your own business
Craft
there?
the manners there, sir.
All right.
No, stand aside. I'll take care of this.
A 16's pretty good.
Sure, it's fine. Yeah. You get a lot of head patting from the other foremen. It's good that you put that brick there, sir.
Why don't you lay some more gravel?
This is my pile, damn it. This is my pile.
Just
Aren't there some more wounded over that way, sir?
There's another brick you can play with.
The bricks are labeled Duplo for some reason. All right.
Sitting there with my legs splayed out, building on my... That's a good.
Okay. With that in mind, let's see what's been going
It's awful dickish. All right, fine.
with Galen.
I'll find my own city, mother...
Galen, what have you been up to the last 3 weeks? Can you narrate some scene that's been going on with you, please?
I can, and I fear for what comes next. Galen has been focused on kind of 4 primary things. First of all, the corpse of Balrock. He has been combing over it for bits and bobs of esoterica that he can add to his pockets. This is a very powerful being, and he thinks that the some bits of scale or tooth or nail might be of use in the future.
Make note that the next time you do an exploit vulnerability and you can find some reason to tie it into dragon, you will get a +2 on that.
Nice. Excellent. Of course, he's also been rousing the able and willing to form some semblance of a city guard and a quick response militia. The city is, ripe for the picking for any marauders or invading armies, and we need to stand up some kind of resistance within the city to fight back. And he's been working with Uvor, the quartermaster, to ensure everybody is equipped and kitted out for their responsibilities. At night, you can see Hemlock and Galen by torchlight, working with some large pointed object and a foul-smelling vat of what appears to be acid. And finally, when he just needs a little bit of downtime, a little quiet to himself, he's been retreating to the wake and been meditating in front of the glass cage and attempting to communicate with what is inside.
Interesting. All right. Let's go over to our bard, our gnome bard, Jericho. What have you been up to the last 3 weeks?
So Jericho was one who had never traveled really far from his home until he met up with this band of fine gentlemen. But now he's been all sorts of crazy places. He's traveled across the plains, different realms, and he has found that some of the things that he thought were true were not true. But he's also found that the things that he can do are really growing and fighting witches and dragons and demons, like in the stories that he's heard, and traveled across these planes and learned that the world is not just physically bigger, but that there's other worlds out there. Opened his mind to some things. So he went up onto one of those towers that we'd been on that had the drakes on them, that we had to get to the fore of. One of them had a little rough shelter up on the top of it. He sat up there for a few days, and as he worked on his music, tying it in with his magic, he found a way to make the tiniest of rift into the plane of air and pull a piece of magic out of it. He has a new spell now that he may pull out at some point that in the spell description talks about pulling things out of the plane of air and releasing them into this world. And so he's been working on some of that and thinking that a lot of times he feels like it's all his friends blowing everything up, and he's just running around trying to tell them to be more inspired. And
Be better at blowing things up.
And he's like, I think I need to start carrying the load a little bit too. And so he's been working on that.
So just like throughout the day on top of this tower, they hear like party favorite trumpet sounds.
Or they see a small rift open in the space-time continuum and something crawl out of it. He's like, no, not you. Just push it back. Something else.
Great. All right. What about our other dwarf, Lord Ansgar the Summoner? What have you been up to?
Yeah, Lord Ansgar has been getting work groups together, prioritizing rebuilding, prioritizing defense of the city, consulting with Galen because, we're used to dwarves building underground. So since Galen's taking up the guard, he's...
Where's the support above?
Yeah.
How do you do this?
People walk on these walls! Working with him to make sure that for human civilizations, these are the best defenses, but adding the dwarven, strength to it.
Would you make a crafting or stone lore related roll, please?
I'm not done yet.
I won't.
Now it's a -1.
That's fine. And he's been trying to identify leaders in those groups and sort of put them in charge of things and trying to make sure that all of these things are going to work when, without him there, potentially.
Leave it to a lord to create the next ruling class.
Yep. Division of classes. Yeah.
Then you may make the roll I said or a diplomacy roll.
I would like to. Wait, what was the other one? What was crafting? I'll take diplomacy.
You invent Marxism.
That's going to be a total of 30.
30.
Yes.
You do find some strong leaders and bolster them. Some of them are reluctant, but it's not just the best that the city
That's
can have.
where the intimidation comes in.
But you make them even stronger and help them help themselves and really help them take the lead with defenses on getting the city a little bit more stable. Fantastic. And anything, any sign of Shalara during these 3 weeks?
Yeah, she's, depending on the reaction, but kind of being who they are, he's hoping to, that she's lifting and moving and flying about, carrying rocks, helping with everything else. She's
All right. Not terrifying people with dragon.
I mean, she might have dropped a rock on somebody at one point.
You can hear Galen talking to Shalara. Not here.
It's just mad squawking.
Cool. Fantastic. All right. And then we have our human wizard, Zaldor.
Yes. Well, Hemlock, should I divert to you? Would you like to take this one?
No, go ahead.
All right. There's been a lot. There's been a lot going on, and everything is constantly being used to being built. One advantage that we have is that we have a flying ship. So, Zaldor has been partnering with Hemlock and sailing the ship around and using the skies to not only help rebuild and transport information, but also to chase off any of the remaining drakes and to literally be an aerial defense around the sky so there won't have to be these ongoing scenes of attacks. Not to literally take on the term of Shield of Calavier, but that has been absolutely a part of what we've been doing, is it's been absolutely patrolling the borders of Kanebren while also carrying things from here to there and firing the occasional ballista as needed.
All right. Great. And then Hemlock,
Yeah.
our fetchling gunslinger.
So, partnering with Zaldor to do that. Also bringing up any, masons or anything to do, structurally rebuild or reinforce anything.
There you go. Perfect. I
doing
wasn't
that.
working alone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot one more thing. As part of his what is now deemed to be captainly duties, Zaldor has officially given rank to all of the crew within the ship.
My God.
All right.
And so I have
what can you tell us
designated-
what said ranks are?
I can. So to start with, on my right, as of course he would be the first mate, as it was written down. That would be Hemlock, who is the again master of the ship, an understanding of the entire process and the way things work, and really keeps things in charge when the captain can't be there on his own. Working with and for the first mate, of course, would be the bosun. The bosun is the one who, if I understand correctly, is in charge of really keeping everything in ship shape and its particular order. And the only one that's really good at doing that, of course, would be Lord Ansgar, the bosun.
Bosun Lord
Bosun
Ansgar.
Lord Ansgar.
All right.
There
Wait,
does
is it Bosun Ansgar or is it Bosun Lord Ansgar?
Or Lord Bosun.
names aren't necessary, just titles.
That'll be Lord Bosun, Gio.
Lord Bosun. I did have him as Bosun Ansgar.
Okay.
So the Lord is probably more important.
Bosun Senior, Lord.
After the bosun, you do have the there's another one. There's another particular title. It's not flank. It's the it's the person in charge of maintaining the deck. The deck, the ground itself of the deck. Do you know the name for that one?
Swabby?
Sure, let's call him the Swabby. Gully's the Swabby.
Swally Golly?
Swabby
Golly?
to make sure that the entire deck isn't, because of course he's very, very connected to it, and he will make sure that everyone stays safe where they are. We do need a chef. According to my book, I'm only filling in the gaps. I have a galley, and I have someone who needs to fill in the galley, so that's where Galen goes, because it's also a G. So Galen, the galley chef, is in there. And then I have someone in a crow's nest. I don't actually have a boy on our
Jesus.
they're all old men, but the closest I've got is a Jericho, so he's the cabin boy
Cabin boy.
of Jericho, and so congratulations, you are all in the log of the wake as official crew members.
What's the cabin boy?
Champagne huzzah!
I just want you to know that when I was made a hero of Tabernacle, I was also made a mandatory reporter.
Gonna have to change some things.
So you're.
Sorry.
No.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No.
Among helping Zaldor with the ship and everything, he's also checking in on each one of his friendos. You know, he'll go visit
Cabin Boy Jericho.
Cabin Boy Jericho up on his tower.
Like the only other job I could think of that was open was coxswain, and I'm not sure.
You're kind of winning.
He's coming out on top.
No, he's not.
Better than being on the bottom.
I love the uncomfortable groan that just rolled around the room. All right, let's move on.
But yeah, just checking in with everybody, making sure they're like mentally sound, physically sound, and just, you know, seeing where everybody's at.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
Trying to be like more, instead of so like consumed with himself and like just being a little more extroverted and like just seeing the lay of the land, see how everybody's doing.
Sounds good. All right. Our scene is on the deck of the Wake as it slowly makes its circular route around the city, maybe about a mile out this particular time, and taking its lazy way around this afternoon. On board are its two faithful crew members, Captain Zaldor and First Mate Hemlock. Zaldor, you are at the wheel, lazily going around, really enjoying things. It's
What a pleasant day.
It's a change of pace from the chaos and the desperation of getting somewhere to save the city type vibe. You've scared off the Drakes for some time. You haven't seen any return. You have seen Hemlock, two of them flying a week ago off in the distance, but just going parallel, and you chased them away.
Did I see that through the new telescope that's on the stern of the Wake?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. Go ahead.
Sure. You're looking through the telescope now and keep an eye on things as you guys just enjoy your kind of victory as you make your way around. Hemlock, you also are getting a vibe, though, that there's a little bit of antsiness as you've connected with the different heroes of what's going to happen next. Where are they going to go? Who might remain? Who might want to move on? But there's a little bit of antsiness of what's our next step? What's my next step? Type of a vibe. And as you do so, you swing your telescope hard to the right, see nothing, hard over towards the left, and point blank, there is a third face right taking up the whole view of you at point blank. And you see a middle-aged gentleman in a outfit of a Royal Navy of some sort, and you identify him as the being known as Cord. He stands there in a big admiral's hat with huge epaulets that are extra poofy from some old Byzrin Navy type uniform. And he says, "Ahoy there, First Mate! Good to see you."
Hello.
Hi. Oh, and it's Captain Zaldor.
Wizard of the Seventh Tower and Captain of the Wake. Not a pleasure to see you again, Cord.
Oh, you say that of your admiral, and he tightens down. He does a Picard maneuver on his little outfit there.
The Picard maneuver is where you grab the bottom hem of your shirt and just pull the 2 inches that are there to straighten it out.
Pull it down. You have done it. I am most impressed. You slew a dragon. That's wonderful. That is so good for you. You should be so pleased.
Quite.
Yeah.
In fact, behold, all the people of Kanebren who are now safe and rebuilding and no longer living in fear or treachery of the beast that was here. So it was, in fact, successful.
He leans over the edge and looks at the ruins of the city. Yeah, it's quite impressive.
I understand. If you feel so inclined, you could help it along.
Oh, yes, I'm definitely here to help, but not in that way. I don't want to get my hands quite dirty in this wonderful uniform of mine. But you did it. All of you did it. It was you all along. I was so worried it wouldn't be, and it is. It's so exciting.
What do you want? Why are you here?
Well, I wanted to congratulate you on your little victory.
Thank you.
You've proven yourselves, aside from saving the city and saving lives, you've proven yourselves. And that means there is hope. And I am elated for hope because you are not just heroes or instigators or buffoons or whatever people have been calling you. You are the true heroes that I've been seeking out. And so that is why I'm here today. And he leans back lazily in his admiral outfit against the railing.
Well, it is an honor to be called heroes, though it is certainly just a task of something that we're doing. What is it about our exploits that makes us the heroes you're referring to? True heroes?
That is an interesting question. I have been keenly trying to figure out that very answer. I don't know if I have a clear response. But what I do have is a warning. There is a threat that is quite serious. A threat the two of you and all of you, and emotions to all the sky, and I guess everyone here on this world need to take quite seriously. A threat beyond just a dragon, or 6 dragons, or an army banging at the gates. A threat that is much, much more deadly. And that is why I'm here today to talk to you about. To let you know what is really going on and what your part is to play.
We're listening. Are you gonna get to the point at somewhere?
Well, hold on just a second first, mates. I believe if there's going to be a warning that's going to be so dire for all the heroes that all the heroes should be present for it.
I've met some of them. I think we're good. You can give Lord Ansgar my best.
What is your warning, sir?
My warning is this. There is a dangerous being out there. Mountain.
Oh, Mountain!
There is a dangerous being there. A being of some incredible power that I want to bring to your attention. And I have come a great distance from my home to be here. No one else really has been able to successfully come here. I am quite uniquely situated for it. So no thanks. No thanks yet. But I am here to let you know that this being is quite dangerous and why. This is a being who has grown into a role of general, of leader and conqueror. A being who has enjoyed the enslavement of races and destruction for the vanity of claim, which I never quite got. And this being goes by the name of Shermordrin. So I have a bit of a tale to tell you, if you'll indulge me, and I would recommend you pay so close attention to this tale.
Yes. In that case, let me slow the ship. We don't need to encounter yet another mountain while I'm enraptured and enthralled by your tales. So, Zaldor will bring the ship to a very smooth, much smoother than anyone ever expected stop. Just like clean, just the way Hemlock told him.
Good job, Captain.
Dropping the anchor.
All right.
Smooth.
Suspended out 1,000 feet above the ground, the three of you have this conversation. Cord continues. Shermordrin is one of us, he says, putting his hands to his chest. And he had two very great powers that no one was quite expecting. One was his great lust for destruction, but really, again, for conquering. The other was for his uncanny ability to create a force underneath him. Wherever he was at, he could find whatever people were there and beguile them, charm them, enslave them. I still do not know to this day, but they would suddenly be his army, ferocious, nasty, willing to die, willing to build his war machines and battle for him. It's incredible, quite frankly. But as he grew in his power, he became a little dangerous and became a little hard to control. So some efforts were put into place to keep this being a bit tampered down, to show him where there could be peace instead of death, where there could be creativity instead of destruction. He was schooled in many different ways, and he did learn a great deal, but they could not change that lust in his heart for the conquering of others, the claiming of territory. And he learned a third power that is much, much more dangerous, and the reason why I am here. The reason why I've come so far and through the veil and to this very ship to speak with you is because I do not know it was from his teachings, from his quill, from his ink, from his book, from some other innate ability. I have no idea, but he had learned the ability to shape reality itself with the stroke of his pen. Carefully chosen words, carefully scripted paragraphs. He could alter what was. Your neighbor, who was such a good friend next door, he could write in his book, and 100 miles away, that same neighbor now is your most hated enemy. He could make the most flourishing river providing trade and nourishment and life become dry as a bone. And this alarmed us. And it grew worse, because even more dangerous, he could affect what was and what would be. So that river never ever had a chance to become a flourishing place, and no one ever knew it as such. It was always a dry, desolate place. Or, as he walks over to Zaldor and looks at you directly in the eyes, he could write about a beautiful marriage between a man and woman that draws in so much attention of a pair that is leaders in their community, and people turn to not only for their capabilities of magic, but how they show what love truly can be. And he could rewrite that as never happening, and as a woman who is sick and stuck in stasis. And no one would ever know what was really the truth. It is a perverse and horrific power that he has. So, we banished him. We sent him away to a prison known as the Void. And there he stayed for I can't even begin to count. He was supposed to be there forever, but somehow we didn't anticipate that there was others there, others that had been banished some time ago. And when there is other life, given enough time, Sher Mordrin can bind it to his will. And so he did. These beings that lived there, he turned into a warlike, horrific race that you know as the Legion. They built their weapons. They created a technology. They built his vessel, his city of iron, and he waited. Somehow between that realm, which was this prison, which was impossible to get out of, he was able to connect with beings here. And somehow, some way, has a connection with you and your friends.
With us.
Indeed. And if what I have said isn't scary enough, this is far more than just a city under siege by a dragon, or a kingdom that needs rebuilding, or a world. This is beyond even a galactic threat. Oh, Hemlock, a galaxy is a bunch of systems that... Never mind, not important. Not important. This is a threat beyond your limited imaginations. This is a threat direct to you as well. He has a connection with you. Somehow his connection with you brought him here. And so, down came the Iron Fortress, not far from this very city. Out came the Legion with a war where many, many lost their lives. And somewhere here, and for some reason, Sher Mordrin is here somewhere in your world. And I do not know where. I cannot reach him in that way, nor should I. I don't want to be involved even if my powers could reach here. I do not want to give him a wall to push up against and slam his fist into over and over, strengthening bone and muscle. But there is some connection with you, and so it has been decided. He clutches his chest again. That since there's a connection to you, that it is possible that there is a future where you can be greater heroes than even you imagine. That you can attack from below, shall we say. A little mouse that comes up from underneath and takes down the huge giant who is unsuspecting. For all I know is that he is not using the power of his written word, because I would instantly know where that was at. So he is here. He is here for a purpose, and I do not know where. And it falls upon you to end his existence.
You just stated that he was locked in a void for an immeasurable number of time. It's a huge amount, the way you described it, making him sound as though Sher Mordrin were immortal. Is he not immortal? Is there a actual way to end such a creature?
Yes, I'm sure there is. Not that would apply to me. But he is of flesh. He is of bone. But he is the strongest bones, the most impervious flesh I have ever seen, as he has been bred and developed himself for war. He is the general of general, leading from the front, smashing armies with his own weapons, blasting away with his revolver, slashing with his sword. So, yes, and quite difficult, I would imagine. It has been decided that we will risk whatever repercussions there are for his demise, and that him being sent away is no longer an option. He has consumed that effort of goodwill on our part. And so that is why I'm here to tell you.
You said this has been decided. Who has this been decided by?
My people.
Who are your people? You said that Sher Mordrin was one of your people.
Well, then I'm glad I didn't just say good people, as clearly that isn't always the case. You needn't worry about that.
I feel like if you're deciding the future of us, the future of me, then yes, it is something that I'm worried about.
Then you'll have to continue to worry. It is going to be way beyond you and will make as little, even less sense than I'm sure half of what I've already said to you. What I need and what you have proven is loyalty and strength. Think of yourself as huge, strong dogs with big barks and bright teeth ready to go and tear into the bad guy at the castle gate. Consider me the humble master, and I am showing you where to go. You don't need to worry about what's happening in the castle. You need to get the bad guy. Think of it that way. Does that help?
No.
I mean, a little bit. It does clarify the concept of the ideas.
that we're dogs and we need to go after the person in the castle, but don't be concerned about the castle?
I see it less from the perspective of hubris and more from the perspective of metaphor. That I don't believe Cord is intentionally calling us a dog, as much as he is having a difficult time explaining exactly how we fit into what he considers to be a grand plan. Is that about right?
Sure. So, the question is, one, will you take on this challenge? And I have every belief that you will. And then I guess the question is, what do you do next? And challenge is where to begin.
Let's follow your metaphor a little further. If one were to have dogs as guardians for the area, they would also be giving them training. They would provide them with food, shelter, water, perhaps everything that they need, so that when it's time for them to attack the bad guy, that you would call it,
Yes.
they would be as prepared as possible. I believe that's where you can now step in and provide us not just a direction, you've certainly given us targets to reach, but perhaps an idea of what it would take to defeat this Shermordran, and any tools that you would provide along with it.
What do you need? What do you think? What tools? What protection? What are you thinking, Captain?
If there was a possibility to rewrite reality on our own, would you be able to acquire that?
No.
All right. So that's one strike against you. Perhaps there is a weapon that is strong enough to banish Shermordran, and even though that's not good enough, to turn it into an element of a weapon that could defeat Shermordran. Could you provide that?
No, not through the veil.
That's two. Let's try again. Admiral, is there any tool that you can provide or know of that would provide an advantage against Shermordran as he currently exists in this world?
And see, Hemlock, that's what I meant earlier with there's a lot that's just too much over your head. It's not how it works. You don't seem to understand. Me being able to talk to you cogently is nigh impossible. I'm the only one who's been able to make it here. Due to my particular set of skills through the veil, I cannot provide weapons, or there's knowledge of things here I just do not know. I'm still not sure what this world is called, let alone knowing where to find things. All I know is where he's at. And he was somewhere here.
Can you narrow it down a little bit more? When you say here, do you mean this plane that we're on? Do you mean this city that we are in? Do you mean this world that we are upon?
This world we are upon.
Well, that's something. Do you have a timeline?
Well, the sooner the better, obviously. If we don't start to act soon, he may actually start making use of his writing capabilities. If that happens, a warning, you will start to see the unraveling a bit of reality in the form of little silver threads coming apart here and there.
We've
That
seen
would
these threads already.
not be a good sign. You have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It may surprise you to know that when Hemlock started adventuring and working with this band of heroes, we were not all as we are now. The reality may in fact have shifted. Jericho is the other one that is
I'm not here.
one of the original members, but even Galen, who was once a part of the original party, had changed a bit once they encountered the silver cords and were shifted. I apparently
We're Xander. It now makes sense.
does it.
It makes sense. So that is worse than I thought. That means he is somehow making a change to reality, and for the first time ever, we have been unable to detect it. That's even more worrying than I imagined. So then speed is of the essence. Perhaps tooling around in a casual cruise each afternoon around the city in the lazy sun is not the best use of your time.
It would appear not.
What other questions do you have for me, Captain? Oh, Captain.
I fear that any questions I ask would be too minute or unavailable for you to address at this point. But thank you for the offer. How may we contact you for further questions?
Oh, that is not how this works whatsoever. I'm not sure I'll be able to come back.
That'd be a shame.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like if we fail?
If you fail, your best hope is that you would cease to have ever existed. The worse is that your lives would be in some hellish nightmare and have always been, and you have known nothing other than that. Or perhaps even worse, some combination of knowing about it. I don't want to fathom that, but everything could possibly be changed. This general, this war leader, would turn into a god that would scare all other gods. He could undo everything that is known, and that is absolutely terrifying. It is hot. Is it normally this hot this time of year here?
It's entirely possible. We're not really from here.
Oh.
Can't say.
Should probably lean over the edge there and catch some of the
He
breeze.
smiles. Speaking of which, do please tell my dearest friend, Lord Ansgar, that he may ask a question at some time in the near future, and if he does, his answer begins with the weather.
I will do as much.
Hemlock, what else can I do?
You mentioned he had a revolver.
Wait a minute, let me check my notes. I didn't write that down. Did he? Did he mention that?
He did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very well aware.
Oh, yes. I'm assuming you know the term. It's not a single shot. It's a 6-shot.
Yeah,
Quite a technological advancement.
yes. Is this something he made?
Yes, a large weapon. He holds out his hands, this big, giant, bigger than a sawed-off shotgun. Chrome revolver. Killed many a life. Some in good causes, some not. That could be a wonderful trophy for you.
Yes. These, going back to these chords. I met someone who told me to destroy any chord I ever saw.
That seems reasonable.
I've
Wait,
not seen any since then.
Who told you this?
It's not important.
I think it might be. Who else
Someone
would
I
know
came in
about this?
contact with. I don't have a name.
He raises an eyebrow at Hemlock. This is very intriguing. So we
But
have
this is something that you would agree with, that if we see
we
more
have
of these chords,
silver cords appearing when they should not, and someone's talking to you about it. Very intriguing. This person wouldn't happen to be like a 12-foot tall, muscular man with bronze skin and a giant chrome revolver on his hip, would it?
No, sir.
Okay. I would say do not trust that individual. But other than that, the advice seems sound. And if you do not act soon, you could have changes that you have to suffer through. You could have a dragon reappear here. Balerock could have never been defeated. You mentioned changes within your own group. You, Hemlock, could not be Hemlock again.
I've always been Hemlock.
As far as you know.
you know this Shermordran. Is there a place in our land here, which is called Verenn, by the way?
Verenn.
Is there a certain climate that he likes, or something where you might think that would attract him, that he would be hiding at?
It's a great question. You did mention it was rather hot. Does he also feel heat in extreme ways that he would prefer to avoid?
If you can survive the void as long as he has, I do not think extreme temperatures are the concern. He's not looking for a vacation spot.
No, but he is hiding somewhere. We have not seen him. You, with all your greatness, cannot find him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any help in regards to what he might be attracted to, or where he might, be more comfortable would help us to narrow it down. If not, Verenn is our entire world. It's very large. It's not something we can just search every inch of.
Instantly, I know. Well, I can't at my place. But what I find interesting about that is you are both wrong and true, which is pretty good for you. You are wrong in that comfort is not what he's seeking. What is true is that what is he seeking is the key. Why here? Why are there reality changes here that I cannot detect? That, I think, is the crux of it all. My recommendation is arm yourselves as best you can, protect yourselves as best you can in any way that you can. I can help with whatever information I haven't shared with you already here and now. Beyond that, there's not much more I can offer, other than perhaps start where it all began. And he motions with his left hand to the ginormous Iron Fortress city several miles outside of Kanebren.
It's still there? The ruined city that was Shermordran's? I thought that was gone.
So
that's
now
always
it
been
looks
there.
stupid.
Does it have like a landmark? Is it a landmark to anybody? Does it have a particular name inside Verenn?
It is known as the Iron Fortress. It is off limits. People that go in there generally don't come back out.
Oh,
Let's go.
Of course we're going to go in there.
Why haven't we gone in there already?
We just didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
We thought people
We've
came
been
back
flying
from
over
there.
like 3 different times. Like,
So
we should
one
visit
direction
someday.
you never pointed your telescope.
He was always directly over it.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't suffer fools. I don't know if that will help you in battle. The less
We don't bring you.
I don't see why insults are
You've
necessary.
been insulting us both this entire time.
Oh, no. Just helping out is what I do. Your best protection is making sure he doesn't know you're on his tail. That's my only recommendation. If you know he is about, make your strike and make it true. The more he knows you're out there, the more he can affect you. And that we do not want. In actuality, one of my original efforts 5 years ago was to, when he first appeared here, again, it was a far reach, the veil, not an easy thing. I was able to lightly distract his brain in a small way. And again, I can't get into all the details, but to get you off of his scent, there was some sort of connection. And if I hadn't done that, I think you would all be
He was on our
tadpoles
scent
and squished.
5 years ago?
Yes,
I didn't know any of these people 5 years ago.
I know, and it's so intriguing.
well, thank you. I believe with your intervention, we are now where we are at now. Thank you for keeping us alive then. Is there any other way that you can help support us to keep us strong when we see it? Or perhaps hidden?
I can think of nothing else that I haven't told you. There is no easy weapon that can pierce his heart. I can just warn you, there is no reasoning with him. There is no trying to convince him of a path other than his own. There is no pleading for mercy or trying to reconcile. His ambitions are far greater than you or this world, and he will have no hesitations crushing it under his foot as he steps up into even bigger and brighter things. So,
are you aware of any particular weaknesses he has?
I would say what I started with. His lust for more, his lust for conquering. There's always another banner for him to tear down, for whatever reason and cause. Whether it's a noble one to start, or just pure destruction now, or revenge for his imprisonment. On the plus side, he directly, if you interact with him, is not a deceiver. He will tell you exactly what is going on before he kills you. And why he hasn't killed you, I can only attribute to me and my distraction 5 years ago. Let's hope that remains true for a very long time.
So he was here when you distracted him 5 years ago?
Oh yes, he arrived here.
But you can't do that again?
No. I don't know where he is now. And my worry is he might pop up on this ship climbing aboard, fly in on some dragon, walk out of that iron fortress, or be in some tavern in the middle of nowhere, and suddenly start what his next stage of his plan is. And that is quite worrisome. Because as far as I know, his legion army is long gone. The only remnants left are this rusting iron city. So I do not know what his purpose is. But I do know his end goal will be the ruling over everything through conquering and leaving it in waste and changing the past and future to anything that gets in his way. And if you were to somehow come across a quill or some ink or a book, just to be on the safe side, destroy them as much as you possibly can. Let's not let those into anyone else's hands.
Ask him what the spelling of his name is.
Well, I am thoroughly unsettled, and I believe that action should beget thought. We'll start immediately.
He says, wonderful. And let me tell you this. And he goes over to Hemlock. You were looking for this before, Fiona. The numbers are 44, 91, and 6.
44, 91, and 6?
Indeed. Then I wish you well. I hope we will be able to see each other again, perhaps under more victorious circumstances, perhaps out on the high seas with me as your admiral leading the way and you piloting your little boat here. It would be fun. We can look back upon these days with a fondness and an understanding of how far we've come, and you will truly be heroes beyond heroes. If it's not glory, if it's not self-preservation, there's a universe that is waiting for you to save it. That's about as uplifting as I will ever get. Farewell! He waves his hand and disappears.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Believe we need to go.
Why did he call me Fiona?
I don't know. He called me a different name as well, a Xander of some sort. Though that wasn't the name I was about to give him. I was attempting to explain the Dash connection, but that's seemed neither here nor there.
I like that name, Xander.
It's rather goofy, I think.
Is it?
Zaldor has a much more elegant tone and ring to it, I feel.
It's not too far off from Zaldor.
Fair enough. All right. Let's go find my cook.
Yeah. I mean, he probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't call him that to his face.
It's written in the log. I can't change what's written here now.
Just
But
saying.
more importantly, don't call him your cook.
The cook, maybe.
You're like Casey Ryback. You're fine. This is fine.
Or perhaps Long John Silver. That worked out well.
Yeah, let's go find the others.
Wait,
They'll
if
be
you're
thrilled.
Casey
Zaldor
Ryback, that makes him Gary
releases-
Busey.
Zelda releases the anchor in the sky and steers the wake back towards Kanebren and towards the last known place where we've seen.
You need like a drone.
At a partially demolished inn in this ruined city where
I'm working on it.
it was perfectly fine earlier.
I'll bring one of my foremen
Keep
in.
trying to heal these bricks and they're not doing anything.
You guys have had some rooms over here and taken over this inn as your own, and the invisible airship just gets anchored to the top of it, and the group gathers later that evening over a dinner supper at a table over broken stones with a partially exposed roof opening in the ceiling. So under the starlight, you have dinner and you chat.
The last thing he said was, if we ever tire of the peaceful world that we're in, that there's an entire universe to save.
What?
So,
What's a universe?
we didn't go that far. He explained a galaxy earlier, but I don't remember.
He thinks we're real dumb and doesn't explain things very well.
He sounds like an absolute shit.
That's what
He
smart
is.
people do, though. Because that's how you pretend to be smart, is you say big words and then you go, well, you're too dumb to know what that word is.
I think that's actually what smart people do. I think that's what people who think they're smart do.
The point is, he's exceptionally powerful, and another one of him, Sher Mordrin, who is also exceptionally powerful, even perhaps more so, as he is able to stay hidden and change reality, is here. And, for some reason, is connected, or thinks he is, to us.
How do you know which of them to trust, or if we should trust either?
Well, the silver cords was something he spoke of that we've already experienced. That was all true. He
Could
did.
be lying about Sher Mordrin's intentions. He could be removing an obstacle to his own power. We have no way of knowing what his intentions are.
With his name's Cord, and we've been seeing, well, Hemlock and I saw silver cords. And I saw a whole bunch of the silver cords floating down like a snowstorm when you guys were in that way down when you met him that first time.
Yes.
I mean, like a million bajillion. So you don't know, but like when Dash became you and all the other guys, like we would only see what, like a couple of them at a time,
Yeah.
like one or two or three, just those stringy ones, just a couple of them, just on a place. And we told you guys that story like back when, that one time you were drunk. But when I was on the ship and you guys put all the notes on my forehead, and you guys went down that hole and then had that big fight and met Cord that one time. When I got off the ship, there were thousands and thousands of them.
What'd they do?
They fell like snow. Have you seen snow?
I've seen lots of snow.
Okay, it was like that. It was like lots of snow.
They fell like snow where Cord appeared.
No. They fell like snow where he was when we were speaking with Cord inside the mountain.
Yes, where Cord appeared to us for the first time.
Well, I guess if it was that, it would have actually appeared where you were in the cave.
Semantics.
That's the point that Zaldor was making, I think, right? Yeah. Or where I was.
So he writes,
Maybe I'm not me.
you're going to lose your mind.
I never had it.
So he writes and silver cords appear.
We're not sure how it works. All we know is that the chords mean he has been rewriting
Something changed.
things,
I
which we already sort of knew because of the change that happened with the party.
When I write, I lose train of thought. Sometimes I doodle. Maybe that's all that was. It was him doodling. He didn't know what to think and just doodle. And it just changed reality, but not into any specific way. You can't challenge the thought because you have nothing to go against it. It's a damn fine theory.
It's as good as any theory we have.
Aye.
This also-
You mentioned this black iron building. We never
Iron
investigated, by the way.
Hey, GM,
Yes.
did Jericho see any silver cords the last day or two?
Yes.
Did Hemlock?
No.
Did anybody else?
Because as
No.
soon as Hemlock sees one, he is drawing and firing.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, where?
You believe you saw some falling from the sky briefly as you were walking from one place to another. You thought you saw some glittering in the sky, high up in the sky, earlier this afternoon.
Would it have been roughly the time they were talking to Cord?
Yes.
I would make note of that. So yeah. So yeah, I saw some more today.
Once again, Cord
Right about like the sun was had been here.
You didn't like,
The sun, well, they were falling way up high in the sky. Then they just
you have magic, so
But now you say this. And then they said that he used different names to describe you.
yes.
Yes.
Well, that would coincide with the cords, these silver strandy things.
Other realities.
Those appear. The names changed. He used the names. So, if someone's changing reality, they know Cord is doing it, maybe. Or is affecting it in some way. So, we have to stop this.
We do.
What he said that he's from the same Galaxverse that the Shared Mordrin's from.
He described them being the same peoples.
Yes.
So what if the silver cords just come whenever anyone from that place does their kind of magic? Because if it's not the write in the book thing, but it's them doing their magic, it's like the residue. Because if the change in the book guy did the change in the book on all our friends, and we saw some of them.
So
But
there's-
then he appeared to you guys down the cavern. He bounced you around and showed you different stuff, and there was a whole bunch. And then when he appeared to you, there was some. Maybe it's just when people. Let's just say the name of their town is France, where they're from. That when anyone from there comes, like that stuff appears.
Okay, that's another working
No
theory.
ideas. There's so many things that could be theories. What if Cord is Shared Mordrin and
Shared
he's leading
Mordrin.
us into a trap?
Well, he could have
Thought
just.
that occurred to
He
me
could have
as
just
well.
killed y'all when you were down in the cave.
It's true.
Like he seemed like he had the ability to.
Easily could have left you. Could have left me. Now that I think about it.
I do get the impression that Everything Cord has done, any part of reality that we have seen him do, has been an illusion at one form or another. When you went
Didn't
back,
feel like an illusion.
it didn't. It felt very real. But we did not actually travel back in time. I don't believe we were in a new time and space at the same time when we were back at the Grey Hall. We also appeared right back on the ship. And even though there was the great encounter with those Eyes of the Deep Beast that he interacted with or affected, the illusion of it being alive or dead could also be something that's altered if we weren't looking for that type of magic. There is a chance, if this theory is true, that Cord works in illusions, works in mind games. He did mention being able to distract Sir Mordred by putting things into his mind. But Sir Mordred himself, according to Cord, can change reality itself, which I've never seen before. You've seen a change in reality as you've seen your friends changed to us. And perhaps whatever else the Silver Cords were doing. If that's true, and Cord can only be illusionary at best, but Sir Mordred's affecting true reality, that does make him a greater threat. And whether or not it was Cord or Sir Mordred, the fact that we are chosen, or at least selected as the heroes, now means that we are somewhat stuck to it. According to Cord, it happened even 5 years ago before we even knew each other. I would like to say that despite the fact that we know very little and trust even less that can come from this creature, it would be irresponsible to ignore it. And we should take some sort of action to either confirm or deny anything that he's stated to us.
So we go to this Iron City.
I think it would be a wonderful start. Very few people actually adventure into there, at least certainly not that have lived to tell about it. And perhaps we can discover something. I'm sorry, Jericho, I keep putting you
Well,
on.
that's all right. You guys were talking about that he did something that affected some of us, all of us, like 5 years ago. Do any of you guys have anything big that happened in your life at that time?
Yes. My wife fell suddenly ill. I could not revive her.
That was about that time.
I assaulted a superior officer, but I think I would have done that anyway.
I assaulted an officer.
Love you, bud.
Where's that put us in the timeline?
There are rumors of troubles deeper in from some of our miners before more trouble started.
The early days in the hole.
Aye.
Can Jericho remember in his life if there's anything that would seem interesting or out of place or
Yeah, lots
momentous?
of like hopscotch and playing with Tonka trucks and
Bullies.
Bullies.
Because he was 15
Yeah.
and that's what he was doing.
This thing called puberty was life changing. What was that?
growing hair. Oh my god! I have hair on my nipples.
Sorry,
Those are called
Big
hairy
blossom
sunflowers.
chest sunflowers, yes.
All gnomes go through that.
I mean, because
The blossoming.
The blossoming.
To hear Zaldor talk about the story that this Sher Mordred guy might have rewritten this part of his life and something tragic. Is there, as Jericho looks back at 5 years ago in his life, is there anything that goes, oh, this big event happened that might be okay?
Nope.
Look, I agree with running this down. It's whether the threat is Sher Mordred or Cord or both, we should take action, but I am not a weapon to be wielded by an unknown hand.
You kind of are.
No, I am not Jericho, and neither
Miles
are
away,
you.
Colleen Verenn perks up.
I mean that you're kind of a weapon in that you hit things and you stab them and you're really strong.
With intent. And I
Yeah.
intend to know our purpose here before we go much further.
I don't know if you're going to get that.
Agree.
How do you plan on accomplishing?
All I'm saying is before I lay blade to anyone, I will know why I am laying blade to them.
Well, I will say this. Cher Mordorin is a well-known name. A name that has caused pain and misery to many. A name that is known and feared by Kanebren, by the citizens of Calavier. I have heard their stories of what happened there many times by his hand. The Legion battled knights. They battled Calavier. They battled Navarre.
Did they?
They did.
How do you know that? How do you know something else didn't happen entirely and this has just been written into our minds? We know nothing. We are dealing with beings of immense power whose motivations they don't care to explain. I say take nothing at face value.
That is fair. And I agree with you.
Let's go check out the big black rock city house, ruin place thing.
I see.
I don't know what that's called.
I can only say that I see the Iron Fortress out there. So, whether it is the truth or not, if it has been rewritten or not, that is now what our reality is, and it is what we must face.
We
And there
were
is-
given another lead.
Yes.
Hemlock, Zaldor, did either of you ask about what the Weaver told you about the Vedenite to protect our heart, our heads, and our hands?
No.
No, it didn't occur to me at all.
And that
I
is,
feel foolish now that you bring it up.
Well,
That
it wasn't on us. We
didn't
weren't there to
ask.
stalk that guy.
and that we know the dwarves of Chateau Hall mine. And I had been meaning and wanting to speak to all of you because we have been offered a future here in Kanebren, each of us. And as appealing as that may be, I take the protection of this city as an oath. And it cannot be protected from just its walls. There are things out there that it needs protected from, that if they are allowed to go unchecked, there will not be a Kanebren for
Here,
long.
here.
I knew the Regent Cauldron is in the north by Stone's Dell. That is where Chateau Hall lies near. You mentioned this general. They called him a general. Use the
Yes,
term general.
and leader. Yes, by bringing many people under him.
And we had heard of a general in the north coming out of Rescalon. Though they appeared to be an undead general. I believe is what he was being called. I don't know if they are the same or separate. But that is another possible pathway. It seems like we have, if we are all of one mind, which I'm looking around and seeing steel in each of your eyes, so I assume we are, then we can, it seems like we can travel north to Stone Dell, to the Chateau Hall, or we can explore this iron fortress. But either way, I trust not this cord,
no.
but I do believe Share Mordren needs to be destroyed.
Let's go check out the Iron Fortress is closed, so it's not like it's out of the way.
I agree. You don't want to walk all that way and find out it's just another general.
Aye.
Let's check out the Iron Fortress, and then check out the thing close. Where you had the thing that's hundreds of miles away.
Then, are we all of a mind then?
I, Bosun Lord Ansgar.
This is the campaign of titles.
Then, I believe I probably must speak to Lady Marrowan and let her know our communal answer.
All right, so Lord Ansgar heads off as the rest of you are going to get some sleep for tonight before tomorrow's escapade. And Lord Ansgar, you find this evening Lady Marrowan to speak of the future of the heroes. You find her, you walk past some of her guard. I'm sorry, Queen Marrowan. So
Speaking of
sorry.
titles.
How rude. How rude.
So sorry. You find her. There's a soft knock upon your door, Queen, and in comes Lord Bosun Ansgar.
Hello, Ansgar.
It is a pleasure to see you again, Your Highness.
Have you and your team made a decision?
We have. We spoke late into the night, and we have come to an accord with each other.
Cord, sorry.
Poor choice of words
Yes.
on my part under the circumstances. And I am very honored to be a citizen of Kanebren. And I do take the duty of Shield of Calavier as an oath. And it is because of that oath that I and that we, my companions, cannot remain in the city. So many evils have been visited upon Kanebren and upon Verenn. If we remain here, we merely await for the dangers closing in on the last vestiges of civilization. Though Kanebren's walls can be rebuilt yet again, we feel we must take the fight to the enemy. We have come up with a plan, and we will be traveling out of the city. I am hopeful that we at some point can help to free up the Regent Cauldron and allow him to return here to bolster the forces. And I hope that once we deal with these forces in the north in this Share Mordren, that I might be able to return when the title Shield of Calavier is but an honorary title.
I am sad to see you go. I am sad to see all of you go. What you have done for my people, what you have done for this city, it is more than any of us could have ever asked for. And what you are continuing to do by fighting a fight that was not yours to start with. The words for my gratitude escape me, and all I can say is I hope that you succeed, and should you return, as I hope you do, just make sure you're alive. I do not want to bury another friend so soon.
I will do what I can to remain alive.
Just all I can ask of you in this.
It is my intent to return as soon as I can.
And pass along that the rest of your crew and your team, the offer for them to stay here does not go away with this. All of you will always be welcome home to Kanebren and Calavier.
Thank you, my queen. It is an honor to serve. And Ansgar bows and stands, makes a moment of eye contact, spins on his heels, and strides away.
All right. And we leave our Queen of Calavier alone in a room to figure out the future of her kingdom. It is the next day, and the heroes are gathered. Where are you headed?
Airship, I would assume.
Airship.
We're gathered
Which,
in
which airship?
front
Don't
of the airship because Hemlock and Galen have a little surprise for Captain Zaldor.
A ballista! It's a mutiny.
As we approach the wake, you see that there's a
Ballista.
tarp
What you want? What you...
that has been draped over the front of it. Zaldor, Hemlock, and I figured that a ship as fierce as this, with a captain as fierce as you, maybe we
Said
needed
that with
to.
a straight face.
I have my moment.
Very good.
Maybe we could give you something that would help strike fear into the hearts of those who would oppose us. If you would. And he points to the tarp and motions for you to pull it off.
Zaldor will, using one of his air sphere spells, whip it towards the tarp to lift the tarp up and off and just kind of like let it float away.
And say what when he does so?
Flourish!
Thank you.
And what's revealed is the bare polished skull of Balrock the dragon as a masthead on the wake.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is horrible. That looks awful up there. What a terrifying sight.
The smell alone.
It's off the ship. I can't be on the ship.
Put it in the back.
I had to cast prestidigitation so many times.
Thank you. This is truly a sight to behold, and every other airship out there will be fearful of seeing us coming. And those who see us coming with the dragon face on the front will fear in a whole other way. So, thank you. This is, it's amazing. And terrifying.
After you, Captain.
That's me! Zaldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Wind Spheres, over the Thousand Isles, and Captain of the Wake, boards the ship.
Or we could change the name of the
Balrock's
ship
Bane.
to Balrock's Bane.
Cannot change the name of a ship.
I don't believe that's how it works. See, new ship.
We will doom ourselves if we do that.
Oh, you're superstitious.
Yeah. What about me makes you think I'm not superstitious?
He crosses his chest 5 times just on saying that.
Me,
Having to redo the sailing registry is just a nightmare.
Yeah. Who's the port of authority? I mean, it just becomes an issue.
Change the
IFF
flags.
code.
So everyone climbs aboard, yes?
Yes!
And takes off. The vessel does not have to go far as you head out west just a few miles, where 5 years ago the Iron Fortress descended and unleashed a horrific army and a nightmare upon the kingdom of Calavier and a bit of the world itself.
I really feel like we could have walked that.
Why walk when you can fly?
Keep it in shape.
That's good.
The Iron Fortress rises like a blight on the horizon, a monolithic shadow of steel and blackened chrome sunk into the prairie of Calavier. Even 5 years after its fall, the land around this alien city still remembers the wound. Trees grow twisted and wrong, their bark veined with metal-like patterns, and the air holds a low hum just on the edge of hearing, as though there's a machine always out of sight. And the humming grows a little louder and a little louder as you get closer and closer. The fortress is dominated by a massive wall of metal that towers 100 feet all the way around, with more metal structures and towers reaching another 100 feet above the wall. All of it constructed from dark alloys no smith of this world has seen before. Its black edges are impossibly smooth, the lines sharp and angular. Half-buried pylons the size of towers jut out at odd angles from the base. No birds fly near this place. No beasts nest in its bones. As you fly closer, you get an oppressive weight that was here, an intelligence long gone, whose dreams still haunt these ruins. As you approach Zaldor on the wheel, you notice the ship vibrating slightly, and you see the compass spinning wildly. There is possibly, based on how well you sail, a risk to damaging of the ship as there's some effect happening. The sails snap, but they hold, and there's something having an effect on this vessel. You also see there is a ginormous gateway on the southern face where huge siege engines could have come out, an army poured out years back. And you see there is a couple ramshackle huts of people that have set out maybe a quarter mile outside, not far from that entrance, with some little smoking chimneys coming up.
Zelda will attempt to fly it towards a place where we feel that there could be some sort of opening into the fortress.
All right.
Perhaps
You're
by
taking the
fence.
captain, not to question your authority. You're going to try to take the ship into the Iron Fortress?
No. But seeing that this is a giant wall of metal, I'm trying to find some sort of port or opening that we could be outside of so that we could venture in without
the ship is already not acting correctly. As we get close, I don't think that's going to help.
Would you like us to go over the top of it?
I think we could
I think
land.
you two need to take this to your ready room or something.
Lord Bosa.
Morale's dropping.
Why can't we
Autopilot.
land here and approach on foot?
Zaldor, you see 3 reasons why not.
I see 3 reasons, first mates.
Fair enough.
But you may continue this conversation. But Zaldor, I had a little bit more here.
I've heard enough.
The dark silhouette of the Iron Fortress sprawls beneath with 3 distinct landmarks catching Zaldor's eye. To the north, a jagged tower rises with its top blasted open, steel beams twisted, revealing a dark, fractured command deck where red runes still flicker weakly upon its structure. In the center of the fortress, you can see, you're still some distance away, but you're high above. A vast circular vent is in the center that exhales black steam in slow, rhythmic pulses. It marks the entrance to some powerful machinery still doing their work far below. And off to the south, 5 enormous dark docking arms claw out from a huge platform. 2 Legion flyers resting in the snow. I forgot to mention it is snowing today.
Oh.
2 Legion flyers resting in the snow, waiting for orders that will never come, are slowly turning into ruins. And each of these 3 spots seems to be a path down into this fallen sky city.
Is it unusual that it is snowing?
Yeah, the weather's all over the place, for sure. It has been quite a bit of wacky-ass weather.
Like just yesterday, Cord was complaining about how hot it was.
Yep.
Right?
As we're here kind of discussing, Hemlock is going to once again take out the Legion compass device that he's been holding on to see how that is reacting to where we are.
All right. It is pointing to the west by southwest.
And is it like west to southwest? Okay. And it's been like it's always been. It's not like coming or it's not like doing anything crazy.
No change.
Is that approximately the same location as Fenridge?
No.
Okay.
Is there anything it's clearly pointing towards?
What did I say? West by
West,
southwest?
West, yeah, of our location.
Yeah, I'd say west by southwest is. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
As you've been flying around with this airship.
Hemlock's gonna keep it out anyways, just to see if it changes as we approach or
Okay.
anything at all.
Where this is a big scary. I don't. Where are we going?
Great question, Captain.
Well, I see that the vent was something I was looking for, some sort of entrance inside. However, that steam looks like it could be rather perilous. There is that large tower over there
Yeah, okay, yeah.
that we could certainly dock towards. We could land up towards it because that's closest to us technically, at least towards the sky. And then of course we have those docking arms there that have some sort of flyers. It looks like that might be easier to navigate if we might be able to get those operations.
Dock at the dock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a small hamlet or a few residences down there.
Maybe scavengers.
Perhaps they may be worth speaking to if they know things, as they seem
All right,
to
Captain,
be
where are we
familiar
going?
with the area.
Glad I'm not in charge.
I believe we should probably dock the ship at the docking area. The docking arms, and perhaps we can get one of the flyers to work. You might be able to take that down if that doesn't scare off the scavengers, to have a conversation with them there.
Sounds
So commanded! Zaldor attempts to
idea.
park the ship at the docking arms with the Legion flyers.
Okay. You bring in the wake, slow and steady. You get closer and closer. The ship continues to vibrate and rock and then settles down and then rocks and vibrates again. Some unnatural effect it's having on, but you're able to maintain course. As you do so, and the wake comes in towards this flat dock with these claws that come out to hold on to things, room for perhaps a dozen of these flyers. We've seen them before. I don't have an image handy, but they're kind of like cool little Cylon type vessel ships, shuttles for the Legion. There are two of them that have just been rusting away for the longest time. As you get closer and closer, make a reflex save, Zaldor. Just a 24 is fine.
32.
32. You take 8 divided by 2. You take 4 points of piercing damage as your magical compass shatters into a billion pieces.
Oh no!
God.
That was 8 points, I heard.
Shit!
In half.
4.
4. Okay.
And you now need to make a sailing roll or airship roll.
Yeah.
And doesn't count. And you are looking, no, it's a docking area. Let's just say a 22 again.
Okay. Oh, so Zaldor rolled a natural 1, making the total 23. But it's a natural 1, so I'm going to use the hero points because you actually can't get worse than a 1.
19 other numbers you could roll.
I could 95%. There we go. That's a 9. 31.
Okay. You are able to bring in the wake towards this dock without catastrophe. You see, as you approach, outstretched like claws, the docking platform extends from the fortress, 5 massive arms of reinforced alloy. There are long dead lanterns that hang from them, not providing any light. There are rails that extend out on the platform to move something somewhere, but there's no spark to them or any motion or anything. Amongst the struts, as you get closer, particularly those of you not flying, but maybe keeping an eye on things, you see a large piece of metal sway in the wind in this ruins as you come closer and closer. But then you see it not sway, you see it drop off and skitter away. And it was something more than just metal as it goes deeper into the ruined structure. Zaldor brings in the wake, and it comes to a gentle stop a few feet with your rope ladder off the ground. And someone is docked at the Iron Fortress for the first time in 5 years.
So these clamps, so to speak, came to life, quote unquote, and grabbed the
Nope.
ship, or no?
He just came down and there's no motion, there's no nothing. It is quiet. A wind blows and snow is uncomfortably hitting you
Have the
all.
people down there noticed us, or are we out of their sight now?
You're out of their sideline.
Okay.
Was Jericho able to see anything about that thing that floated off? He's not flying.
You can make a perception roll.
22.
Total of 22? No.
Captain, if I might, maybe before we fully dock, we should make sure nothing comes to life here.
Certainly.
Defenses or anything of that sort. Maybe a small party disembarks.
Or a vine creature.
Something of that effect. Yeah.
Of course. Let's be wary and cast our eyes.
I'll volunteer.
I will go.
We're not all going.
I assume we're all going.
I mean, technically, we are a small party. There's no other crew that would be staying behind.
Galen hands out red jumpsuits to an away party to just a select few.
I think
put
only
this on.
7 of us should go. I agree with Galen.
The point is, if the wake is in danger, somebody might want to be able to pilot it away if need be.
Certainly.
Well, it goes invisible.
Yes, but it could still be attacked.
Doesn't mean it's invulnerable.
Go ahead. I will stay with the ship, and I will wait for word that it's safe. Hemlock, would you please lead the way?
Yeah.
First mate.
I could hang back on the ship.
Wonderful.
You go.
And the party splits yet again.
Yeah.
How far are we above the dock itself?
What?
Not too far enough for a rope ladder. Walk down a rope ladder.
Yeah. Hemlock will climb down.
Zelda
Galen
wants
jumps off the side.
I'll stay and watch the
I'll
ship.
pilot.
Ansgar will climb down the ladder.
Okay.
There is not a bit of stone down there. They call themselves civilized. It's a shame.
I don't believe they did call themselves civilized. In fact, they
Well,
called
I'm not
themselves-
calling them civilized. How's that?
Me either. Dang it.
Not a bit of stone. This place is cursed. Not stone is not right. That's a motto I've got on my shirt.
Are there any other
Carving
bits
into the wooden ship.
of metal that look like the one that dropped off and skittered away?
All of them look like it, but none of them seem to be skittering off. It's like asking if all the big, thick black tubing could be a xenomorph. Yes, it could.
Fair enough.
Could all of the treasure chests be mimics?
Yes.
Jericho, I'm going to ask you a quick favor. Crew! Everyone back aboard.
Captain.
I need you to please play us a song. If you could, we're all within listening range for you. If you could give us some sort of encouragement to keep us strong, and I will have you protect the ship while I move forward with my crew.
Absolutely. I will do because this will last for all of I could get that lasting up to 18 seconds. This could
Amazing.
last. But I will just because they could be instantly attacked, I will try to give them a courageous anthem. Yeah, but I'll do a lingering composition first to see if I can make it last maybe up to like half a minute.
Okay.
I'll roll for that.
Thunder.
Exactly. So that is going to be a 40 something.
40-something?
30, 43.
Which dice did you roll?
I'm really good at performance.
Wow.
Let's just say.
You needed a 28.
It starts at 40.
Yeah. So you will have the bonuses of the courageous anthem for the next 24 seconds.
Thank you, Jericho.
It lasts the full 4 rounds.
Amazing.
There you go.
And
Captain! Captain! Let's go! 24 seconds, time to wasting, Galen!
I'll turn the light off.
Galen's captain has told him to move, and Galen moves.
All right. So 5 of you, or is it just Zaldor remaining behind?
No, Zaldor would actually go.
Jericho's going to
Jericho.
save you.
Only
the captain will say
Jericho
bye.
being left behind.
Take care of her, Jericho.
All right. The 5 of you then drop down onto this deck. Great beams of metal, weird twisted structures. You see there is a doorway portal that heads down deeper through this large platform down into more of the superstructure of
How many
this
seconds
fortress.
of Courageous Anthem remain?
I already turned the light off.
Damn it.
And the group, anything in particular the group wants to head towards, we will find out next time as we stop there for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm excited to see what happens next. What's going to happen with the group? We'll see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.